If you have been married for a while and you have noticed that you guys kind of have lost connection and you feel like you guys are not friends, in this video, I will discuss how to become your husband's best friend. November of last year, my husband and I celebrated 29 years of marriage. I got my dates mixed up the year before, and if you've seen one of my other videos, and I was talking about how that we had been married for 27 years, but it was actually 28 years, so excuse that. Even though we have been married for a long time, he's my best friend, and I plan on spending the rest of my life with him. When my husband and I first got married, I remember making a commitment within myself, and I told myself that our marriage was not going to be like the average couple's marriages that have been married for a long time. And what I'm talking about is that if you notice people that have been married a long time, the way that they react around each other, how that you don't feel no type of connection. If anything, it's more like they're sisters and brothers in Christ. You don't even see them laughing with each other. What I have noticed about couples that have been married for a couple of decades is that when you're around them, you feel more coldness, even when it comes to them being attracted to each other. And I can remember now when I first got married, I made my vow to myself that my husband and I marriage was not going to be like that. And I can say out of 29 years, we're not like that. We still enjoy being around each other. Before you married your spouse and when you guys were dating, you considered each other your best friend and you talked about everything. You laughed a lot. But once you became his wife, things changed. And I want to encourage you and let you know that it don't have to be like that. Tip number 1, talk. I understand when you have been married to someone for so long, you may try to think about what can we talk about because you've talked about everything. But just talk about what's on your mind. You can even discuss some of your desires with each other. And just make sure too, when your partner is talking to you, that you are paying attention, that you are listening, and that you are listening to understand, not just listening to respond. Talk about what he's interested in. My husband is interested in a lot of things. He likes to shop. He don't only likes to shop for himself, but he likes to shop for me. He likes to shop for his children. He likes to buy furniture. So it's a lot of things that we talk about. You can always talk about something that have happened in your past that was really funny. I mean, that's what you do with your best friend. And when you get together with your best friend, you talk about things that interest both of you, and you also talk about what's going on with your life. So make sure you practice doing that on a regular basis with your spouse. And I just want to give you a little food for thought when you're talking to your husband. Make sure that you're not nagging or talking about things that you want to get done around the house that haven't been done yet. You know, you can save that kind of stuff for another time. But the main thing when you are trying to talk to your husband, just make sure that you're talking about something that's going to be enjoyable for both of you, something that's going to bring unity. Be honest. Don't hide secrets from your spouse. What I have learned over the years is things that you try to hide, it does always come out eventually. So don't do that. And not only that, that can ruin a relationship, so you want to be honest. Practice laughing together. Now, I am a serious person, so every so often I try to loosen up and make sure that I'm not always so serious. My husband is totally opposite from me. He is really silly. So he likes to do funny things. He likes to make funny faces. He likes to tell jokes. I try to make sure that I laugh with him, that we can laugh together. That's important in a relationship. Spend quality time together. Spending quality time together is very important, and it don't have to be about doing a particular thing, just something that you are doing often. Like, for example, my husband, when he's at home, he likes to watch TV. And so what I try to do is make sure that I watch a couple of TV shows with him. And what's so funny about him is that when he's watching TV, he likes to interact with me, and he likes it when I am looking at something with him together, something that we can both laugh about and laugh out loud together. Don't give your husband leftover time. Now that's something that I am working on. I love creating these videos. It does take a lot of time to create them. So each day I always have something to do or something that I need to work on. Something that I need to work on in my Facebook group or on Instagram. But I'm trying to learn how to put everything down by 5 p.m. and to give my husband the rest of my time for that evening. So that's something that I need to work on. I'm trying to train myself now to where 5 o'clock comes, don't respond to nothing on social media to turn off my notifications. Put your spouse first. For years, I didn't know that my husband was supposed to be first in my life. That's something that I just realized a couple years ago. And I even apologized to my husband about that. But the main thing is that I recognized it. That makes a man feel special when he knows that his wife put him first. And it will also make him go out of the way for you too. Don't take him for granted. What I notice about couples is that after they have been married for 10 or more years, they seem to take each other for granted. But you should never do that. Sometimes we don't realize what we have until after we have lost it. You don't want to live your life with regrets. So appreciate what you have. Appreciate the small things. Talk positive about your spouse. So what you say about your spouse is very important. It also influences what people think about your spouse. Hopefully you don't want people to think bad about your husband. So when you speak about your husband, make sure that you're saying positive things about him. I wouldn't consider someone my friend if they spoke negative about me. So you definitely shouldn't do that about your spouse. I mean, really, when you think about it, when you are married, two becomes one. So when you talk about your spouse, you're talking about yourself. Now, this is a hard one, but sometimes you have to do it. Say, I'm sorry. I understand, and I know that sometimes it's hard to say I'm sorry, but you should. And you shouldn't let a night go by with you guys mad at each other. Just put down your pride and say, I'm sorry. Text him special notes. Do you ever watch couples that's dating? They text each other throughout the day. And when you text your husband, don't just text about things like reminding him to bring this home, bring some milk or eggs home or whatever, or to pay a bill. Text him just sweet things, you know. Flirt with your husband. You know how to do it. That's your guy. And you want to keep that little sparkle in your marriage. So text him some sweet stuff. I hope some of the tips that I shared with you was a help to you. I want you to have a strong, lasting, good relationship. If you like my message and you want to support me, make sure you subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell. That way, whenever I upload a video, you will be notified. If there's a particular topic that you would like for me to discuss, or if there's a question that you have for me, you can email me at chatswithflo@gmail.com. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.